percentage. So I'm going to give Sean Payton the nod on that one.
But I'll put this out there. Hashtag can't beat the Vikings.
That is true.
2 years in a row, right?
Because him and Zimmerman are Parcells guys, and he knows. I think he kind of has a feel for Sean Payton. Okay, and next, best offense. This is actually pretty hard, I think. Best offense in the division.
I'm going to say the Falcons.
What about you, Jay Boy?
Oh, I'm going to I'm going to have to go with Teddy B, man. I like McCaffrey. Come on. This is the year. Teddy B and McCaffrey in that backfield, I think that's solid.
Yeah.
I like Carolina. I think Carolina's a sleeper. I really do.
Yeah. Sorry, Lugs, what were you going to say about the Falcons offense since you have them as the number one?
Well, depending upon the health of his knee, Todd Gurley's a good ad. Mm-hmm. They've got receivers, really good receivers. Matt Ryan, of course, has always been solid. Mm-hmm. So I like the Falcons. I mean, obviously, New Orleans is sort of the gold standard there, but I got to go for some other guys than Breeze, Well,
look, I know it's boring, but again, best offense is the Saints. I mean, you have Mike Thomas, who is the big slot.
Yeah, okay.
No one can really stop him.
Yeah.
I think Kamara had a down year. Kamara will bounce back. Latavius Murray right behind him is a stud. You got Jarrett Cook at tight end. You got Drew Brees motivated to go out on top because this might be his last year. And then you have Taysom Hill. God knows what he's going to do. You got the excitement of possibly Jameis Winston coming in and slinging it. I mean, what's not to love about that team?
My favorite is Ted Ginn Jr. You know what I'm saying? I love the Ginn man.
Well, Ginn's actually with Chicago now. So
is he?
That's how much traded. That's how much Lugs loves him. They traded him to Chicago. That's how great that deal worked out.
He wasn't even traded. He was a straight out cut. I mean, he was just straight out free agent. But it is fascinating, and I'm not saying any of us is right or wrong. It is fascinating. This is how exciting this conference is. None of us said Tampa Bay, who has Brady.
Right.
Obviously, I know he's 43, but still, you have Mike Evans. You have Chris Godwin at wide receiver. Then at tight end, you have 3 tight ends. That's what I'm saying. You have Gronk. You have O.J. Howard. You have Cameron Brate. You have Ronald Jones, I guess, as a receiving back, probably the starter out of the backfield. They have a lot of excitement, too. And, again, Kango's going to sling it down the field. He's not going to dink and dunk it as much with Tom Brady.
That's why I like him.
Oh. So,
he's got the passing game is wide open.
So, 2 more check marks, really. So, best defense.
Oh, I hate to say it, but probably New Orleans.
I got to agree with that. Yeah.
Oh, well, guess what? I'm going to throw it on your head. I'm going to say Tampa.
I thought you would.
Yeah, Tampa, they got, even though they're a little long in the tooth, they got Adama Suh.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Pierre-Paul. Right. They got Vita Vea, big chunky in the middle, nose tackle. And they got 2 linebackers that are just going to fly around the field with their hair on fire in Devin White and Levante David. And Carlton Davis, he's an emerging talent at corner. And I think if you kind of look at the defense, it was a lot better. It was just hampered by Winston throwing 30 picks and always put them in a bad situation. So they were a lot better than what people gave them credit for last year. So.
But back to your comment about Breeze, don't you remember maybe you didn't have cable or something, or you had a small screen. Did you not remember how bad he looked against the Vikings there in that game last year? He looked rough, man, and that was rough.
To be fair to your point, too, the one thing is telling why this might be his last year. When they needed to throw a deep ball, they put Taysom Hill in there.
Right.
They didn't allow their starting quarterback to throw it. So
right.
No, there's reasons to be concerned. But yeah, to be fair, the division has 2 quarterbacks that are either 40 or multiple years into being 40.
So, I mean, all of a sudden he's starting to look like an old short guy. And I kind of appreciate that personally, but, for the most part, that's not a good place to be.
Yeah.
By the way, my favorite XFL player, P.J. Walker, there at the Panthers, I'm liking that at least.
Yeah.
I like the Roughnecks, man. That was some fun stuff to watch.
Well, I could be wrong. I believe he played at Temple, which is where Matt Rule, I believe, coached him. So
yeah.
Call PJ, he'll make him pay.
Yeah, I mean, Rule has brought in everybody from Temple. If you look at the coaching staff, they're all Temple guys.
Well, and also wide receiver, they grabbed Robbie Anderson, who he coached at Temple. So,
gents, Temple, can we talk about that powerhouse? You guys are getting pretty excited about a coaching staff from Temple in the NFL. Are you serious?
He did turn it around a little bit. I mean, they were at least decent, I'll say.
Okay.
I mean, what?
I mean, you know.
Isn't Bellarmine going to that conference? The A-Sun? Oh, no, that was the A-10. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
So I guess as exciting as this division is, at the end of the day, again, like J-Boy said, if we have football, who wins this division?
I'm going to go with Falcons.
Man.
I want to go with the Panthers, but I honestly think I don't think Breeze can do it, and I think Kangol Capman can do just enough to get some life out of Tommy Brady. So I'll go Bucks.
Man, I love the cojones of both of you. I'm going with the Saints. I just think they're too loaded. And you look at it, a lot of their starters are coming back, and obviously this is a weird off season, so like they have the advantage of continuity that all the other teams don't really. So, and follow-up question, I guess, to be fair to you all. So, J-Boy, you have Tampa winning the division, and Lugs, you have
Atlanta.
Does any other team come out of the division to get a wild card?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would have to say the Saints would come out of the division with the second. Yeah.
Well, for sure. I mean, it's such a I think it's very stacked. Like you said, it's a microcosm of good football. I think two teams come out of there for sure. Yeah.
See, it's nice. This is a great segment because we all don't agree. I actually think Saints are the only one. I think it's a situation where they all beat up on each other.
How many games they win, you figure?
The Saints?
Yeah.
I think if they have the full season,
right.
I think they'll be 12-4. Again, I think this division is going to be hard. I think the thing that'll keep them from a wild card is they'll beat up on each other where there'll be certain divisions where there'll be two clear teams above the other two, and that helps them out. Where, like you said, Carolina might only win 3 games, but I think they're going to be feisty this year. I don't know how many games they'll win, but they'll be feisty.
All right, guys, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Carolina, they can just throw it up. I mean, they can. Of course, Teddy is more of a game manager than he is a downfield threat. But
you know what's fascinating? This year, I don't think he will be. I don't think if you kind of look at their receivers and stuff, I think he's going to sling it quite a bit. Now, you might be right. I'm not saying I'm right. I just think you look at the personnel, it feels like they're going to open it up.
Well, and they could let McCaffrey do some different things as well. I mean, it would be cool to see a couple of double passes, out of those guys. Because, I mean, what have they got to lose? I mean, they got so many unknown factors to begin with. It's kind of like, let's just see where we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk for a second about this. The NFLPA is getting cranked up, and guys like Russell Wilson are starting to speak up about health safety concerns, this face mask that's supposed to save everybody from droplets. Are we going to have football, really? What do you guys think? Seriously? NFL football this year?
I don't think you're going to have sports until you get a vaccine. I don't. I think, money talks, and they will want to just for the money, but I don't see it happening.
Kind of like we've talked about it before, I think the NFL season will happen. Now, will it be able to conclude is a different subject. But I think the NFL is stubborn enough, it is pig-headed enough that it will at least get to maybe 8 games. And I'm not going to say maybe it stalls out and maybe they try to reconvene later in the year. But I think they will have a season. Now, I don't know if they'll conclude it, but it'll at least start.
All right. Anything else?
I like that optimism. Hey, I need a haiku.
Haiku.
I got a haiku. Speaking of our friend, and again, I feel bad because I felt like I was taking shots at him because I didn't think you should get Russell Wilson money. So I made a haiku for Dak Prescott.
He's a friend of the show, isn't he, Dak?
He is a friend of the show.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't called in yet, but that's okay. He's our friend. We're not going to hold it against him. Dak Prescott took Aggies to 1. Brought luster back to the boys. Jerry Jones paid the man.
Rocking.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, you should just you should tweet that.
I should.
You should.
First, I'd have to get on Twitter, but then I would have to get on Twitter. So
okay,
we might go viral with that right there.
That's right. That's what our show's missing.
That's what we're missing.
Haiku.
Friends of the show and haiku Twitter.
There's nothing like a haiku to get people worked up, baby.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm about to wrap this up. Did I miss anything?
My request next week, Bruce Arians a haiku. You know, I need
Book
something.
Book it. It's in.
And by the way, Chevrolet just called, and they're going to introduce a new Chevy Camaro this model year. So our friend Alvin down there in New Orleans, watch out. New Camaro coming out. Okay, sports and other stuff sponsored this week by Henry Lawrence Clothier, where the models buy their clothes. Many locations. Just stop in and ask for
Young Man Fish. He's got this new set of ties. They're called cacti. They're cactus shaped. So it's for the cowboy and you.
The cowboy and you. Yes. Now available with no contact curbside service. Everybody's doing that now. And as always, no charge for trying on the clothes. We're the Sport Weasels. We'll see you next time. So long. We've run out of music. We got to go.